Good morning, it's Brian here at Fitzpatrick's Garage, Dublin Road, Kildare. I want to show you this car here, which is a Hyundai iX20, and it is a 1.4 diesel deluxe model. We are Fitzpatrick's Garage. It is a garage in Kildare town, family-run business in operation for almost 70 years, and there's garages in Naas, Carlow and Tullamore as well, so if you're spending money here, there's going to be a good after-sales service. That's why the garage is here for so long. Anyway, let's have a look at this car. So as we were saying, this is 1.4 in a diesel, what's called a deluxe model. The significance of that is, I'll go through that in a minute. And the second thing as well is this is 2016, which is the facelift version of this car. These are a really well thought out car. The way that they're designed is completely about functionality and how the car works overall. In terms of the front of the car, let's start off. So that is going to be a 1.4 diesel engine, which is a car that is 90 horsepower, and then in terms of road tax for the year, a car like that is going to run, and she's actually taxed until next, where are we looking at, March, April of next year, €190 per year for road tax. Fuel efficiency on a car like that is quite frugal, so you're in the region of sort of 50 to 55 miles per gallon. That's somewhere in the region of about 5 or so litres per 100 kilometres. The front of the car, as we were saying then, as it's a facelift model, that means it got the nice cascading style grille on the front with chrome accents all around. After that then, the iX20s always came with front fog lights, and in through here you have your headlight structure, which is double optics, so it means that you have a dipped headlight in here, and then down here you've got a full headlamp in through there. So actually there's quite good light from the front end of a car like this. In terms of safety at the front, we have anti-lock brakes, an emergency brake assist, and emergency brake distribution, and obviously driver passenger side airbags. So down the side of the car then we'll have curtain airbag up here and side impact protection down there, and then all those doors have steel bars for side impact protection. What I was saying to you about the brakes is basically those electronic systems are there, so you can slam on the brakes but you still have full steering control under maximum braking pressure, so all very useful stuff. As we move down through the side of the car, as it was a facelift model, to join the chrome accents on the front grille, the door handles also received chrome, and these 16-inch wheels became a nice diamond cut finish compared to the predecessor. So if you see the way they're kind of shiny along there, looks quite nice at night time, and also when when sunlight also shines on the car, so look quite cool in nicely lit environments. After that then, if you look at the rear of the car, the back of the car parking sensors are going to be standard across the back. This diffuser again is just for style, and then in terms of, this is where the practical stuff starts to kick in. So if we have a look in the boot, this car has only landed with us, so this is how the previous owner kept the car, so nice and tidy. But under the boot here, it does need a bit of cleaning still. Well, everything needs cleaning on the car because it's only in, but just to give you an idea. So in terms of the boot, it's quite good, and then after that you do have a spare wheel. This is a storage compartment. However, what you can do is you can take out that or drop it down, and then you get a really deep boot. So if you're looking for a small car with a big boot, this is definitely a car I would suggest looking at. After that then, depending on what you are, and if you're left or right-handed, there's little handles here rather than having to reach all the way up there to close down the boot. After that then, in the rear of the car, the back seats, so the previous owner did not, well, has a mature family, so the rear of the car probably hasn't had a lot of use. Child locks back through here, electrics for windows, kangaroo pockets. The mats and seating and all that kind of stuff is in very nice condition. There's an armrest in the centre. You have 1, 2, 3 head restraints. You have 3 3-point safety belts. There's ISOFIX here for the rear occupants, and the cool thing about these is there's a little bar here, and that means then what you can do is you can fold backwards and forwards. So there's a couple of ways you can set up the rear of the car. Let's have a look. So the first one, as we were saying, in terms of the boot, if you want, you can have the boot just as we see it along through there, so a good deep boot. The second thing you can do, like we were saying, is drop the boot. So that means now we've gained that to there. We've actually gained that much distance basically in terms of how deep the boot is. If you want more space, however, you can actually drop the seats completely flat. That's actually giving you probably more space than what's in the likes of maybe an iPro van or an RS van or something like that. And then if you look accessibility wise, so we've people that kind of, they don't want a big car, but sometimes they've kind of awkward stuff they need to bring around. There's a serious amount of space when you do that. But there's more. After that then, what you can do is once the seats are back up, you can actually recline them. So like we'll say the front seats of a car, you can actually recline them backwards. It only looks like a small amount, but when you're sitting in the car, it actually makes a big difference. And finally then, as we saw already, there's a bar down here, which means we can have our seats. Apologies about the camera, just letting it set here for a sec and focus for some reason. It's really struggling here. Okay, so the seat is at that level there. However, if we pull that lever underneath down here, as you can see, then this seat has moved forward, and you can do that on both sides as well. So you'll have to adjust obviously the front for leg room, but that is now giving you more space in through the back of the car. So it's a really versatile, well thought out car. And to be fair, that's actually their functions that a lot of people don't even use. The next thing I'm going to show you is the main reason that people seem to buy iX20s. And that reason is basically height. A lot of people now will say, you know, there's an SUV revolution in Ireland over the last few years, and SUVs were very popular. But the thing, I suppose, about it is not everyone wants an SUV, but they still want a high driving position. So the great thing about this car is the seat is like so. I can sit into this car, and it's really simple. If you watch me sit into something like, say, other cars we sell, like Honda Civics or Hyundai i30s or something like that, you know, I'm dropping down into it because the car is low, and that's just the way it's designed. Whereas this car here is literally, again, I go to get out of the car, if you see the angles even that my knees and my hips are at and stuff like that, it's really straightforward. It's really easy. And the nice thing about it is, so you're getting SUV height, but you're not getting a really big car. And that's what a lot of people say. I want basically a high driving position. I want to be able to see what's going on around me. However, I don't want a big bulky car. So as we said, this is a car that's easy to maneuver because of its size, and secondly, things like as I go backwards along through here, I'm getting parking sensors that are making noise behind me. But as you're sitting in the car, the visibility is really good. Let's have a look. So this is your typical view out through the front of the car, looking over to the left, and as we keep looking over, there's a fly window over through here. Visibility obviously out through the window, and then similarly as I'm looking over to my right hand side, it's all nice and easy to see around me, big windows. And then after that, while we're here, let's have a quick look. So the car's travelled about 36,000 kilometres, just under 36. Headlights are automated. Wipers are over here. Down here we have controls for radio on both sides, and then in through here we have voice activated Bluetooth, so I can press the button.
Please say a command.
FM 103.5.
FM 103.5.
Or I could have said, you know, auxiliary or USB connector, or call John, or whatever I want to do. Heating controls in through here. We'll have air conditioning, and then after that exterior temperature gauge, and down through here time. And then in through here, another bit of storage with USB and auxiliary connectors and 12 volt outlet. More storage, drinks holders, more storage at the back. And what's really cool actually is, for comfort on a longer run, an armrest. Sounds like something small, but when you're in a nice high seat, it's nice to be able to relax over like that as well. So that is basically an iX20. So there's some of the reasons that I think you could consider buying a car like that. If you want a car that's not too big, so say something that's big and bulky like that, well, okay, I'm not saying they're direct comparisons, but if you look at, say, like the GLC, the Tucson, the CRVs we sell, that Audi Q5, they're all big cars. Like that GLA, sometimes people come in and they say, do you know what, I want a high car, but something that's not too big. Even the B-Class there, it's still a car that it's a relatively large car, giving height, whereas this is something where you're getting high driving position, but the car's not too big. Nice view out through it, but as you can see in the back, it's still got plenty of flexibility as well. And the great thing about a car like this is it has a warranty until 2021, and it's also got AA cover until 2021, and then after that we will be able to give you various offers on, we'll say, trade-ins and scrappage and things like, we'll say, financing and all that kind of stuff as well. This is a one owner car from new. We sold the car brand new from the garage here. So if, as we were saying, what I mean by scrappage is it's not specifically a Hyundai incentive, but any car you have we can make you an offer, and we can make you a good offer on it, whatever it is. Like we were saying, we do finance through all the major lenders. The warranty is long in the car, the roadside assist is long in the car as well, so it makes for kind of fairly predictable motoring for the next few years. So hopefully this car is of interest. Thanks for taking time to watch. If you want any information, 086 843 1945, call, text, WhatsApp, whatever suits. Or if you come to the garage in Kildare, please do ask for Brian. Thanks for taking time to watch. Just in case you're wondering where we are, about 35 minutes south of Dublin, about 3 minutes from the Kildare Village shopping outlet off the M7. So centrally located, Kildare town, Fitzpatrick's garage, Kildare. Thank you.